We're gonna break down the 5 best day trips from Colorado Springs with full itineraries, what to do, when to leave, exactly where to eat. Because you see, the best thing about Colorado Springs is that you're right in the heart of one of the best states in the entire country, and you don't have to go much more than 2 hours to have an incredible day out. But we all know that prices can stack up if you start adding in lodging. So let's get straight into it with number 1, our backyard behemoth, Pikes Peak. Pikes Peak is the towering 14,000-foot mountain that overlooks all of Colorado Springs. Now, the best part about this one is you don't have to buy breakfast because you can just do breakfast at home. We're gonna leave at 7:30 and we're gonna make sure that we can get to the gate. Now, ideally, for all of these, of course, if you can do it on not a weekend, that is super ideal. But we're gonna get to the gate and we're gonna be prepared at 7:30 for when the gates open because we're gonna do a long drive up to the top of Pikes Peak. Now, the first stop is gonna be at about 8:15, which is Crystal Reservoir. Now, if you didn't do breakfast at home and you brought a picnic breakfast, that's also okay. But this will be a nice, great stop for pictures, photos, stretch the legs, and just really great views. Now at about 9:30, we're gonna pull up to Elk Park Trailhead. Now this is part of the Bar Trail, which is the trail that takes you from the bottom all the way to the top of Pikes Peak. And we're just gonna get an easy little section in. It's about 3 miles round trip, but you're gonna get beautiful views, tons of photos and videos, and just really get to enjoy the beauty of Pikes National Forest. Now, once we're done with the hike, at about noon, we're gonna drive up to the top. Up at the top, if you didn't know, there is actually a visitor center up there that has a gift shop, a little bit of a museum, and the best part, a restaurant. And in that restaurant, there's donuts. High altitude donuts, not donuts that will get you high. And they're so good. It's like you have to do it. You can't go to the summit of Pikes Peak without getting some donuts. You're at 14,115 feet and you get views for hundreds of miles. You can see all the way up to Rocky Mountain National Park. Allegedly, you can see the border of Kansas, although you can't tell where it is because it's just flat, but you're definitely gonna spend a few hours up at the top of Pikes Peak. Now at this point, it's 2 o'clock and we're gonna start heading back down. High chance you've got to look really, really hard, but there are herds of bighorn sheep that live up there. So I like to take my time because I love animals, and it's just cool to pull over to the side of the road and you can see them oftentimes hiding amongst the rocks. Now, if you want to get some fishing in, you can go back down to one of the reservoirs and do some of that. But for me, I'm not a fisherman, so that's about it for Pikes. I'm gonna head down because I want to get to dinner. And for me, by 4 o'clock, I'm rolling back into Colorado Springs. Maybe we shower, maybe we don't, I don't know. But the place that I'm going to is the Mossam Indian Cuisine. This place is unbelievable. The chef is a 2-time Michelin star chef. He catered for the Prime Minister of India. This is not takeout Indian food. This is a sit-down, beautiful experience. And for me, I love their tikka masala. It cannot be beaten. And their cheesy naan bread is out of this world. The best part about this trip is you can stretch it out as far as you want or shorten it. You're right here in Colorado Springs. Next up is an awesome trip down to Cañon City and the Royal Gorge. This is about 90 minutes south of Colorado Springs, but it is a day full of adventure that you're not gonna wanna miss. So first off, we're gonna leave at about 7 o'clock, and on the way down there, we are getting breakfast at Coyote Den. We look forward to going to Coyote Den every time that we drive through that area. They have unbelievable breakfast burritos, incredible coffee, great drinks. It's a beautiful location. Now, we are heading to go rafting. So you're gonna have to check which guide company is taking you out. You got 2 major options here. For those of you who are seeking adrenaline, we're gonna do the Royal Gorge rafting trip. This is one of the gnarliest sections of river in the United States. It is super fun, high adrenaline, and a great time. Now, for those of you that are looking for a little bit less adrenaline, but you still want epic views and to be on a beautiful river, you're gonna do the Bighorn section. So just choose accordingly. Then we're gonna wrap up and go downtown to get some food, and we're gonna go to World's End Brewing Company. They've got great burgers, great beers, great fries, great snacks. This is a place that is a nice, hearty meal, perfect for after the river. Then at about 2 o'clock, we're gonna head back to the Royal Gorge. Instead of going down, we're gonna go up. There is a suspension bridge that is 956 feet above the river that you just rafted. This is crazy. So for those of you who are afraid of heights, this is probably not for you. But there's also a zip line if you're looking for even a little bit more adrenaline that goes all the way across the gorge. This is a classic out there. You're probably gonna spend about an hour and a half at the actual Royal Gorge itself, maybe 2 hours, and then we're just gonna go take a nice leisurely stroll along the Arkansas Riverwalk Trail. This is just a great way to wind down the day before getting back in the car at about 5 o'clock and heading back to Colorado Springs. Now, sometimes you really just want city energy, and the best part of Colorado Springs is that it's a B city and Denver's the A city, and it's super close. So we don't have to start this day super early. In fact, we're just gonna do breakfast at home because I don't like spending money that I don't need to spend. But we're gonna leave at about 7:30 or 8 o'clock, and we're gonna head up, and the first place that I'm going is the zoo. I love the zoo, sorry. It is a spectacular zoo. It is often ranked in the top zoos in the country. It's a great day, and who doesn't love to see a bunch of animals? Now, your other option, maybe if it's not great weather, is to go to Meow Wolf. Meow Wolf is this psychedelic, super freaky, weird, jungle gym, artsy play place that really everybody from 5-year-olds to 75-year-olds will enjoy. Now it's about 2:30 and we're keeping a tight schedule here because we're trying to make it to a Rockies game. This is gonna be the wildest, busiest day you've ever had in your life. So we're gonna head over to the stadium and watch the worst baseball team in America go to bat. But you know what? We don't care because we just wanna eat some crappy hot dogs and we wanna sing Take Me Out to the Ball Game. It's gonna be a good time. Nobody can be upset at a professional baseball game. And if you didn't know, Coors Field, where the Rockies play, is one of the greatest baseball venues in the entire country. So it's always gonna be a good experience, no matter what is actually happening on the scoreboard. But then we're gonna leave at about 5 or 6 o'clock, regardless of whether the game is over or not, and we're gonna go get some killer food at La Tavernetta. Now, Tavernetta is over at Union Station, and it is a little bit upscale, but it's still really family friendly. And they've got wood-fired dishes, handmade pasta, great wines. You cannot miss it. Now, I told you, we're doing a long day here, and the show starts at about 7 o'clock. So we're gonna head to Red Rocks Amphitheater because you're gonna wanna see whatever artist is playing there. There is nothing on earth quite like a Red Rocks show. Now, that Red Rocks show is gonna exhaust all of you. So you might wanna hit a Red Bull before you go to the show, but the show is incredible. The views are amazing. The environment is amazing. It is family friendly, depending on the show, obviously. But I'm gonna tell you, the show's not gonna end till like 11 o'clock at night. So when that show wraps up, expect that the rest of the family's gonna be sleeping while you're driving back to the Springs. Now, if you're looking for a true mountain town vibe, my favorite place in all of Colorado is Breckenridge. Now, this is gonna be a totally different experience whether you go in the summer or you go in the winter. But let's start with summer. You're gonna leave at about 7 o'clock so you can get up there around 9. It's about a 2-hour drive. And the main thing that we're looking to do when we get there is we're gonna hop on the gondola and we're gonna ride up to the top. Once you get up there, there are trails that go everywhere and the views up here are amazing. This is like this little Swiss feeling town. It's beautiful, the views are amazing, the gondola is epic, and it's really, there's hikes and trails for every skill level. So don't feel like you have to be some kind of mountaineer just to go on some trails. Now, something to note, if you're looking to mountain bike, you can definitely rent mountain bikes up there, and Breck does have the ability to mountain bike inside the resort, but a lot of the mountain biking in Breckenridge specifically is just gonna be done around the town. There are trails everywhere. Some great apps that you can look at are MTB Project or OnX Backcountry. If you have that, that'll show you all the trail systems that are out there. Now, you and your family are probably not trying to be on the mountain all day, so let's go grab lunch downtown at Ollie's Pub and Grub, and guess what they've got? Burgers. I love burgers, and these are the best burgers in Breckenridge, period, hands down, no competition. Now that we're in the downtown area, after lunch, at about 1 o'clock-ish, now we're just gonna actually take time exploring Breckenridge. The downtown area is absolutely beautiful. There's a lot of cool shops, a lot of boutique shops, art shops, jewelry stores, all kinds of things, because it is a tourist town and people come from all over the place and they're staying there in their Airbnbs and hotels. And so the downtown area is super family friendly, super easy to walk around. You don't even have to have your car to go up and down. Now, the dinner option I'm gonna tell you about, but let me tell you about the winter itinerary first, because this is the most important of all of these things that are on these day trips. The winter trip to Breckenridge is the most important, because if you do it wrong, you could really ruin your entire experience. So for me, it starts by leaving no later than 6 o'clock. But the real idea is to plan to pull into Breckenridge at 8 a.m., not 8:05, 8 a.m. And the reason why is because when you take 24 and you go up that direction, if you are just a little bit behind schedule, you will inevitably get caught in lots of traffic and you will not arrive at 8:05. You'll arrive more at like 8:30. So we like to pull in and then just immediately go get breakfast. We go over to Blue River Bistro and we grab some good old breakfast burritos. Those are the best breakfast burritos in all of Breckenridge, hands down. We grab that, we grab some coffee, go back to our car, put on our ski gear. Now we typically like to start over at Peak 9 instead of the main funnel area, which is Peak 8. Peak 9 has a couple chairs that give you access, and it has everything. That's also where the ski school is if you're into that, but you can easily access some really long greens, some moderate blues, or some very, very challenging blacks that are over on Peak 10. Now I'm gonna ski my face off. I am not really stopping for anything, and nor are you ever gonna catch me buying food at Breckenridge, or any ski resort for that matter, because it's way too dang much money. So I'm just gonna pack some lunch and have it in a little backpack, and I'm gonna stop for lunch at one of the lodges up top or wherever is convenient based off of where we're skiing, and I'm just gonna hang out with my friends, get some hot water, make some tea, make some hot chocolate, and really enjoy. But I am there to ski all day, open to close. Now for dinner. We're gonna come back down, and while everyone else is making their way out of town, we're just gonna walk over to a place called Tin Plate. This is this old mining lodge. It's a really cool environment. It's very, very small, very compact, but they have, I don't know, maybe the best pizza in all of Colorado. Specifically, they have this pizza that is a bison short rib pizza. What? And all of their crust is a sourdough crust that has been aged to perfection. That place is so good. And by the time you're done eating, pretty much all the crowds have cleared out. So your drive back home is gonna be super easy. You're probably not gonna get home till about 9 o'clock because it's a 2-hour drive, but that is a perfect maximized day at Breckenridge. And lastly, if you wanna get outside, but you're not looking for a high adrenaline day, we're gonna head out to 11 Mile State Park. Now, for today's breakfast, this is gonna be an important one because we're doing donuts, baby. And if you're starting in Colorado Springs, we've got 4 major options to choose from. Number 1 is in Rock Rimmon Happy Hour Donuts. These are actually my all-time favorite donuts. We've also got Dad's Donuts in the downtown area, if that happens to be on your way. But in Woodland Park, if we're really trying to just push it and get out of the springs and do something that you can't get here every day, the most famous, the most popular ones known all over the state is the Donut Mill. Now, Donut Mill is an iconic place. But if you really want the best experience, the best flavor, we're gonna go to Joni's Deli, which is about a block sooner. Joni's Deli is exceptional, and they've got crazy cinnamon rolls, beautiful pastries, and locally roasted coffee to get you ready to drive the rest of the way to 11 Mile State Park, which is only about an hour away. So my favorite thing about this one is that we don't have to leave early at all. We're leaving this one at like 8:30 in the morning, so that we can just get there and have a nice leisurely day. Now, it is a state park, so expect a little bit of an entrance fee. Now, again, we're trying to pack everything into this day, so we're gonna head straight to the reservoir. Now, something of note, you cannot swim in this reservoir, which seems very weird, but it is a water source for the surrounding area, so don't swim in the water. But you can fish there, and there's great trout, all kinds of little fishies. It's a great day, but I can't spend my whole day fishing. It's just a couple hours for me. After I'm done at the reservoir, I'm gonna drive back into the canyon. This is what's most unique about 11 Mile, is that you've got the major reservoir, but then the rest of it is this long winding canyon with this beautiful river right next to it. In fact, so beautiful that is where I got married, right on the side of the river, which was amazing. This is one of the most special places in my entire life. Now, what we love to do is we just love to picnic. You're out in the middle of nowhere, you're in a state park, so you're not going to get food, but you can have these picnics right on the side of the river. There's rocks to play on, little water holes to jump in. You can kind of float down the river in some spots. Or if you still want to fish, this is an opportunity and really a phenomenal place to go fly fishing. Now, I'd be remiss if we left 11 Mile State Park and we didn't get a little bit of rock climbing in. In fact, my wife would probably kill me if we didn't. And so we're gonna do a nice little evening climb. There's just some single pitch sport climbing that you can do out there. There's also some much bigger things. There's a huge dome out there that you can climb on top of, but we're just in a day trip. So we're just gonna hit a couple routes just to say that we got on some rocks. Now for us, we want to do dinner back in the Springs because there's not a lot between 11 Mile and Woodland Park. So we're gonna drive all the way back and we're gonna go to Night Ramen. It's a new ramen shop here in town in the downtown area. And specifically, I'm focused on their appetizers because their dumplings are amazing, their sticky short ribs are amazing, and their crab ragoon is to die for. And if you've got still a stomach after that, their ramen, I think, is bar none. It's so, so good. So those are the 5-day trips that I do most often, consistently on a regular basis. So did I miss any, or are there any that maybe I should get out to? Drop a comment down below.